Picture a war where the most feared weapon wasn't a tank or a rifle, but a machete, where soldiers believed they could turn invisible, and where the line between political ideology and ancient magic blurred into a nightmare. This was the Mozambican Civil War, a conflict that tore a nation apart for 15 years, and whose scars are written not just in history books, but in the very spirit of a country. I'm Ibnul Jaif Farabi, and this is Flashpoints, the wars that shaped us. When Mozambique won its hard-fought independence from Portugal in 1975, the joy was immense. The new government, RENAMO, was Marxist, ambitious, and determined to build a modern, secular state. They saw traditional beliefs, the authority of village chiefs, the rituals of spirit mediums, as backwards, obstacles to progress. They tried to erase them. This was a catastrophic mistake, because in the rural heartlands, these traditions weren't superstition. They were the bedrock of society, the source of identity and order. And so, the resistance was born. RENAMO, initially a creation of the white regimes in Rhodesia and South Africa to destabilize their Marxist neighbor, found a powerful, accidental ally: the deep resentment of the countryside. RENAMO didn't just offer guns. They offered a return to the old ways. They allied with spirit mediums and village chiefs. They weaponized tradition. This wasn't just a Cold War proxy fight anymore. It became a war for Mozambique's soul, a brutal clash between a forced, secular future and an exploited, mystical past. This is where the war's most chilling dimension emerged: the use of magic. RENAMO's fighters, often abducted boys known as matsangas, were initiated with rituals. They were given muti, traditional medicine, that was said to make them bulletproof or invisible. Commanders were often curanderos, healers, or witches who provided spiritual protection. This belief system created terrifyingly fearless soldiers. On the other side, government troops sometimes consulted their own traditional healers for protection, turning the conflict into a surreal battle of competing spiritual arsenals. The primary tool of violence, however, was brutally simple: the machete. It was cheap, silent, and intimate, making the violence horrifically personal. The cost was apocalyptic: nearly 1 million lives lost, 5 million displaced. The infrastructure of a young nation, schools, clinics, railways, was systematically destroyed. But perhaps the most enduring weapon was the landmine. Millions were sown into the earth, creating a legacy of fear that persists decades later, randomly claiming the limbs of farmers and children long after the fighting stopped. The war finally ended in 1992, not with a decisive military victory, but with a remarkable peace brokered in Rome. The transformation of RENAMO from a feared guerrilla army into a political party was one of the late 20th century's most unexpected political miracles. But peace treaties can't erase everything. Today, Mozambique is a nation of profound contrasts. It's a place of stunning coastlines and natural gas discoveries, yet also a country where trauma is woven into the social fabric, where political tensions simmer, and where the belief in the spirit world remains strong, a testament to the very forces the war so violently manipulated. It's a story that haunts me. Coming from Bangladesh, a land shaped by its own liberation war, I understand how conflict redefines a nation's DNA. But the Mozambican war forces us to ask a difficult question: what happens when modernity, imposed too quickly, fails to speak the language of a people's soul? It's a reminder that progress must be a conversation, not a decree, and that the stories a culture tells itself, its myths, its magic, are often its most powerful and most dangerous realities. This has been Flashpoints, the wars that shaped us. I'm Ibnul Jaif Farabi. This episode was produced by Light Knot Studios. Find our archive and more at https://www.lightknotstudios.com. Thank you for listening.